Hi, I'm Michael Wargo, team pilot with FMS, and today we're going to take a look at the ASW-17. It's a huge wingspan, as you can see. I've never been really big into sail flying. You guys all know me as an aerobatic pilot, and I get a lot of pleasure from that, but I've done it. I am not the world's leading expert on sailing. I tend to take these planes, enjoy some kind of pseudo aerobatic stuff with it, and just like everybody else who likes sailing, you know, once you get up there and find a thermal and can tool around for a while, it's very satisfying. On a subsequent video, maybe in a month or so, I'm do something a little more in depth regarding some of the mechanics of actually flying a sailplane and how to set it up properly. You know, the way flaps are used are entirely different. Your goal for the flight is merely to stay aloft. So, you know, you're using the flaps just to stay up and fly slow. I'll talk a little bit about finding thermals. It won't be extremely detailed, but I'll give you an idea of how to max out your usage of this plane. The one thing I do want to say, though, is I think these types of aircraft are very underrated for beginners. This plane will have such an incredible tendency to stay aloft, to stay up, to roll very slow, and to be almost impervious to a pilot who is just turning the wrong way. Once you're up and stable, because the wings are so big, every move you make is a bit exaggerated, and you can see the result of what you're doing quite easily. The disadvantage is it's not very responsive, but I think they're enjoyable to fly. And of course, the faster you fly this aircraft, the more responsive it is. So I'm going to take it up. I'm going to tool it around a little bit. I'll give you a little idea of what to look for with thermals. Today is very, very windy, and wind destroys thermals. But if we pan off to the right there, you could see all the birds in the air, and birds are a really good indicator of where the thermals are. You watch them circle. It's just like a column of air that's rising, and if you really want to have fun with the sailplane, the coolest thing you can do is find a thermal and just ride it, turning only with rudder, and let your plane go up completely unpowered. So we're going to go up now and fly it around, and let's see what she flies like. Here's what I was talking about. The wings just snap on and snap off. You just push the wing closed. You can see the receptacle in there just snaps right in. These are the snaps on the bottom of the wing. You just pull them together, pull the wing off, and to snap on. Now this is definitely one model you want to launch directly into the wind, because watch what a crosswind does. It pushes it over so hard I could barely hold it. All right. Up, over. And now we're going to see if we can find a thermal up there. The birds are circling way south. I'm going to
landing flaps.
Put the flaps on, and let's see if we can just keep it aloft. We're going to turn with the rudder only. As much as we can. Whoa, that was some serious sink there. The plane is literally going to drop now because there just isn't anything resembling a thermal. If I'm straight into the wind, going very slow, but I'm going to have to power up a little bit. Flaps off, power up, and up and over. So we're going to do a little outside loop here, see how that looks. Over, I really actually like how nicely aerobatic they are. Just, you know, it's along with the sailing, it's nice to be able to just come down and, you know, crank it and bank it around the field. Hard bank turns. Every time I fly one, I kind of forget how much I enjoy it. It's just very different for me because of the aerobatics and jets and stuff like that. But definitely no less fun. All right, no power. We're just seeing if we can get any altitude. Which again, all I have now is wind in the face. And if because I'm not in a thermal, if I go downwind, it's just going to fall down. So I need power to keep it aloft. Again, maybe in a future video where I can come out here and find some thermals, I'll keep it with me and try and do some proper sailing with it. I'm going to see if I can get any rise out of it here into the wind, and the answer is no. Again, I've got the flaps on to try and maximize the lift. We're trying to stay aloft. Again, we picked the wrong day to test this because there really isn't a chance of finding much of a thermal out there. But good thing this is a powered glider, so we can go up and try again. I'm going to change the flaps a little bit. All right. Any power at all, the flaps are going to make it pitch up dramatically. So this is what it looks like powered. This is in a speed mode. Nice, good aileron roll. So if you want to do something with this aircraft to do something a little aerobatic, make it look good, we can do some. We do a nice giant loop.
Remaining 3 minutes.
Look nice barrel roll. I'm going to do a low inverted pass here because it's already upside down. That's a good idea.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
Low inverted pass here. This plane is very easy to fly, very easy to control. And because it's powered, you know, you don't have to be good at finding thermals or anything like that. Got a good climb rate with that motor. It's not extremely fast, but it's nice and powerful. It does climb very well. And there's a lot of things that should be programmed into it, like differential and other things that we're going to explain in a future video. Right now, I just wanted to take a look at it, feel it out, see how it feels. And I'm very anxious to come out here on a day where there are thermals and we can actually do some sailing, some proper sailing. This is the level it is. Now, as you start to climb out, you need to get rid of those flaps because as soon as you apply the power, it'll go nose up, which it did for me earlier. Now, landing a sailplane like this can be done in a couple of ways. It's got a wheel on the belly and the tail drags. So two schools of thought is we can either land it by coming in with a somewhat normal approach and keep a little speed and drive it to the ground. Personally, I feel that's a little bit easier. It looks like this. And once it gets close to the ground, I'm just going to let it land. Now, I bailed out for a reason because I'm going to show you the other way to land. If you want to land it like a proper sailplane, we're going to give it full flaps. And that is going to slow the plane down dramatically. And look at it sinking a little straighter. Mostly you want to do this right into the wind. A little harder to control. But you see it's going to want to sink. Sink, 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 sink. Look how pretty it lands. Power on. Power cut. Okay, I decided to do something today. This is Roger. He was at the club today flying, and he decided to come out for the first time today with a small 4-channel Cub that he had flown a year ago, but hasn't flown in a year or so. I helped him take one flight with that, and everything's a little sketchy. You know, it's been a long time, and he found it rather difficult. Plus, there's a ton of wind up there today. And I mentioned earlier that, you know, if you're a beginner, this is a great aircraft to learn to relax, have fun, and just fly it. So I'm going to prove it. I'm going to let him fly it, and you're going to see just how easy it is for him, and at least get a little bit of it on video. And I'm just going to hand his, not on a buddy box, I'm just going to hand him my radio out to play the words in the air. Again, it's not as responsive as the aircraft. There we go. So a little back in the wind. Right. He just wants to stay afloat. He wants to stay low. Stalls like that. He just turns to the wind and finds its own way. So it's really hard to get that thing away. Almost no matter what people want to fly back there. And you know, with your Cub, it was tricky. These winds are so